Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this quarterly members-only webinar for the California MBA. I'm Susan Milazzo, I'm the CEO, and I'm very happy that you could join us today. We really designed these webinars to make ourselves available to you, our members, and make sure that you understand the benefits of membership, how to take advantage of those, and make the most of your membership. So we're going to focus on a few points today and show you some information on how you can access a recap or a summary of all of the benefits of membership in the California MBA. Of course, I want to start out today's presentation with a big thank you for our 2021 President's Council members. These are companies that provide an annual sponsorship to the California MBA that helps us fulfill our mission of advocacy, education, and connection for the real estate finance industry throughout California. So thank you to these companies for being huge supporters of our organization. Today, we're going to talk you through some benefits of membership in the California MBA. And if you haven't seen it, if you visit our website, there is on our membership page, there is a link to this benefits of membership. And it's a Prezi presentation. And it'll walk you through, as I've mentioned, kind of a recap of all of the ways that you can take advantage of your membership through the California MBA. Today, we're going to focus on just a few of those, and we're going to start out, with marketing, and we're going to talk about networking, and then move on to our very exciting Mortgage Innovators brand. But I'd like to also introduce my my co-presenters today. We have Dustin Hobbs, our communications director. Nick Foster, who owns Lion Fire Group. They are our partner on many of our conferences and also our mortgageinnovators.com site. And Don Curtis with OSC, who is a member of our leadership. He is a member of our board of directors. So I would just want to make sure that we acknowledge everybody who's on today's presentation. So today we want to talk about ways that you as members can take advantage of the marketing opportunities that are available. I know many of you join the organization not only to support what we do from an advocacy standpoint, but also to let others in the real estate finance industry know what it is you do and what products and services you bring to the industry. So I'll turn it over to Dustin, who is our communications director and can talk with you more about the marketing opportunities that we have available for you.
All right. So before I start, can you see the screen right now? I just want to make sure. I can't see it on my end. So, this is the marketing page on the Prezi presentation that Susan mentioned. That's again on our membership page. You can view that anytime. It's kind of interactive. We update it constantly if there's changes and updates to benefits. And so definitely check that out when you get a minute. This page here focuses, as Susan mentioned, on some of the marketing benefits. And I'll just run through quickly and kind of give you a brief overview of some of them. So first, we've got, and this is actually timely, we just released about 10 days or so ago our summer issue of our magazine. And the magazine gets both distributed in digital format. It also gets printed and distributed at our in-person conferences, which will be back this year. So if you're going to the Western Secondary Market Conference here next week, or the Western States CREF Conference in Vegas in September, you'll get a chance to get a hard copy of the magazine there. And so members, you have an opportunity to submit articles to the magazine. As the editor, I do not solicit articles from anyone outside the membership. It is purely a benefit of membership. And so when you read the magazine, all the articles in there are written by our members. Articles are typically 800 to 1,200 words, and I can work with you on topic. And it's really a great way to establish yourself as a subject matter expert. And again, since we have our in-person conferences coming back, you'll not only get distribution and exposure through our normal channels, through the digital distribution in the magazine and the print version, which gets mailed out to all of our members. But again, at the conferences, we'll have the magazine stuffed in the conference bags that everyone gets. They're also placed on tables near the registration area. So it's a great opportunity to get some exposure there. I also work with our authors to provide one-page PDFs of their articles so they can put that on their own websites. You can distribute those in your own social media and networking channels. And so it's just really a great opportunity to, again, establish yourself as a subject matter expert. We also have a blog that we launched about, it's new on there. It's been about 8 months or almost a year now. And the blog is another great opportunity for our members to repurpose and recycle, reuse content that they've already created. So one of the things that I like about this is it doesn't force you to create any new content. And if you've just created, let's say you've just published a blog on your own blog, on your own website, you shoot an email to me and let me know, say, hey, Dustin, we just published this new blog piece on such and such topic. It's a really great thing. I want to get some more exposure for it. I'll say, fantastic. We'll take, let's say it's 600 words. We'll take 200 words of that blog, post it on our blog, on the California MBA's blog. At the end of it, we have the button that says, click here to read more. And that links directly back to your site. So, all the effort on the blog is to funnel folks back to your site, to your blog, to get more information and read the full blog piece there. So again, that's a great opportunity for some additional eyes on your blog. And the next one, our weekly podcast that we produce, Connect. The one-on-one interview format podcast we do. If you haven't heard it yet, you can find it on our website. You can find it on our YouTube channel, on our social media. And we do that, again, once a week. And I only interview members of the association. So if you've got something interesting you want to talk about, if you want to get some more exposure for your company, again, shoot an email to me, let me know. We'll fit you into our calendar. We do, obviously, book those a few weeks or a few months out in advance. And we've got monthly themes. But, shoot me an email, let me know, and I'll work with you, and we can get you plugged in and set up as a guest in an upcoming episode of our podcast. Again, no additional cost to you. That's part of your membership. One of the things we talk about all the time here is, we don't want to nickel and dime you when it comes to membership. Once you've paid your membership, we want to give you as many benefits as possible that are built into that, into your membership fees and into your membership dues there. The next two things are kind of go together: our featured member profile and our membership spotlight. So the member profile is sort of the polar opposite of the magazine articles. Magazine articles are focused on educational topics, on issues, trends in the industry, are not supposed to be, sort of explicitly self-serving. However, the member profile is a marketing piece that I'll work with your team to build, and it's built around a 3-question Q&A. We publish this twice a month, and it gets distributed to our entire email list, members and non-members. So it's a great way to get the word out to the company, or word out to the industry about your company. And what I always tell folks is, if you've got a new product launch you're rolling out, if you've got a new brand that you're rolling out, anything new that's coming up, let's time that around. Let's time a member profile around that new launch, and really give you a chance to maximize the effect of that launch there. So that's, again, a free benefit of your membership. You just have to work with us to schedule that and submit the content to us. The membership spotlight is the same sort of thing. You just work with us. There's no additional cost there. That is, if you're on our homepage on the cmba.com and you scroll about halfway down the homepage, you'll see the member spotlight. And it's just the company logo, the quick blurb about the company, and then a link back to your website. And again, I mean, it couldn't be easier from your perspective as far as generating content, generating clicks, and traffic to your site. And that's the whole purpose of the membership spotlight. So again, if you're interested in either one of those opportunities, you can shoot me an email and we'll get you on the calendar. Presentation opportunities for our webinars, or for our committee webinars, I should say. So we have several committees right now that publish and produce monthly and quarterly webinars. We have our Mortgage Quality and Compliance Committee that does monthly webinars. We have a Mortgage Innovation Committee that does monthly webinars. We have a Legal Issues Committee that does quarterly webinars. And then we have our brand new DE&I Committee that just launched this last year. And they do, I think, Susan, you guys are planning on doing quarterly webinars, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so again, great opportunity to get yourself established as a subject matter expert. Typically we want to talk about stuff that you are experts on. So just let us know, let Susan and I know, and we can work with the committee leadership, kind of get you in the schedule and let you know how that works. But for the most part, for all these committees, we don't have presenters who are not members. We solicit speakers from within our membership. We have a great, robust, and widely diverse membership base when it comes to knowledge and experts on virtually every aspect of mortgage lending. And so we don't go outside the membership to get speakers. So when you're on a webinar and you hear a speaker, about a 99% chance that's a member company being represented there. So you can do that too. Just reach out to us and we'll let you know how that works. And one of the things I like to mention about that, I almost forgot, is that after each webinar, we'll send out to the speakers the list of folks who were on the webinar, so you can reach back out to them and say, hey, thanks for joining my webinar today. I was excited to see you. Let me know if you have any questions about our products or services. We also record each of the webinars. We post them on our website. We post them on our YouTube channel. And again, it's a great opportunity for you then to reach back out to your list and say, hey, I was just on this great webinar. Here's the link. And again, get yourself some more exposure in the industry there.
Hey,
and then
Dustin,
finally, the last two. Go ahead.
One thing, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just because it's new, I just want to make one more mention of the DE&I committee, which, as Dustin mentioned, is a new committee this year: diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have had our first webinar, and we're scheduling our next webinar. And I invite you as members to think about whether or not you can have a speaker to participate. What we want to focus on are companies that can talk about the diversity and inclusion programs that they have in place in their own companies. Perhaps you are kind of ahead of the curve for others in the industry, and you have a good program that is working and you've had some real success with it. We'd love to hear that story and share that with others in the membership. So if you are interested in participating in that webinar, please contact me directly and I'll get you connected with Rosalind Hardy from QCP Systems, also a member of our board of directors and chair of our subcommittee for outreach, who will be helping me put that webinar together. So I'm at susan@cmba.com if you want to contact me about that. Sorry, I just had to make one extra special push for that because it's new and might be not on top of mind for everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the last two points on that marketing opportunities page there. So obviously there's discounts on conference sponsorship and magazine advertising. Obviously there's additional costs there beyond your membership dues, but those are great opportunities again to get the word out about your company, support both the great conferences we have and the magazine itself. One thing I always tell folks is a great way to truly maximize the effect that you can have with your magazine article is to have an ad published right nearby. And that our designer for the magazine, I work with him directly on that. So if we have an author that it wants to advertise in the same issue, we'll make sure and place the magazine ads right near their article to really maximize the effort there. And then finally, the last thing I'll mention here when it comes to marketing opportunities is the opportunity to sponsor one of our committees. And so this, I think, is really a fantastic opportunity that I'm not sure too many people know about. It's one of those things that we haven't, I don't think, maybe internally done a great job of getting the word out, but it really is a great opportunity. So for example, right now we have two of our committees are sponsored by, in the case of the Mortgage Innovation Committee, sponsored by Accelerate, and then the Mortgage Quality and Compliance Committee is sponsored by the Compliance Group. The benefit there is, let's say for the Compliance Group, at the outset of each one of the monthly webinars that the MQAC committee puts together, they will provide an opportunity for a representative from the Compliance Group to come on the webinar live and do a pitch for the company, explain what's great about the Compliance Group, what they're up to. They can make that new and fresh each time and talk about new initiatives they're working on, et cetera, et cetera. All the marketing for the for the webinars includes a mention of the sponsors. It's in the PowerPoint deck. And so it's just really a great way and really a cost-effective way to get the word out about the company and support the efforts of those committees. So if you're interested in that, again, reach out to Susan or I. I'm Dustin at cmba.com. Pretty simple email addresses there. If you want some more information about sponsoring the committees. So with that, I want to turn real quick to talk about briefly our networking events. And this is a similar vein, talking about marketing and networking. And if you haven't been a member of the California MBA for very long, you may not know that we do these in pre-COVID times. And again, as we sort of transition out of the pandemic here, we're going to be relaunching our free networking events. In a typical year, we do 10 to 12 or so networking events throughout the state. They're hosted by our member companies. There's a big benefit to being a member. You can host these events, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But the events are free and open to anybody in the industry. They're after hours, usually 6 to 8 or 5:30 to 7:30 at the offices of our member companies. And they're really great casual events that you can just kind of show up, exchange business cards, shake some hands, meet some local professionals in your area. and kind of get to know the other members of the association. And one of the reasons that, and that's actually the reason why we wanted to bring Don Curtis online here. Don is a veteran of these networking events. He's one of the best networkers in the business. I think everyone on the line here likely knows who Don is and has met him at a conference or an event of some sort. And so we wanted to bring Don on just to kind of talk about what happens at those events, why they're great, why Don keeps going back to them over and over again. So Don, if you will, kind of give us your take on the networking event.
Well, I appreciate it. And first and foremost, excited to hear about our conferences coming back, face to face. It's good that we all get to go back out and do what we do best, right? So congrats to everybody at the association, and thank you everybody on the phone call here. These networking events I think are just absolutely perfect for anybody to go to. We all know that the COVID has changed how we network nowadays, right? So being able to visit an office has been a challenge, might be for a while. In person is trying to go into an office is kind of difficult. And even if you go to an office, that person you want to visit might not even be working in that office anymore. They could be home-based. So these networking events, I think, open up a lot of potential ideas and meetings for different folks. Especially if you don't have a good database, or if you're tired of Zoom calls, or Zoom calls are getting to be more difficult, the CMBA networking events are a great way to meet customers and prospects. It's an easy to navigate environment. We usually have between 50 and 100 people there, and like Dustin mentioned, in a very nice, relaxed atmosphere. So it's real easy to approach somebody and exchange cards, hellos. You can actually have some business meetings off to the side. You can follow up, but it gives you an opportunity to meet with people you might not otherwise be able to meet with for different various reasons. These events are hosted between Northern and Southern California. They're traded off, so you can stay on the website as much as you can to find out when the next events are going to be out there. Maybe you could be there, or maybe some of your counterparts within your organization can go. But it's a great way to attend. And not like Dustin mentioned, the best part is they're free. You can go to these things. They're after hours, so you won't be missing office time where maybe in the past you can't get out. It gives a chance for more people that normally don't go to conferences to go to these events. You can meet with your peers. You can build your personal and your company brand better by going to these events. There's new industry contacts that you might be able to get to. And like Dustin mentioned, they're hosted by member companies. And it's a great way to showcase your company, your office facility to any type of prospect or member by doing so. And anybody that's a member of the association can sign up and ask Susan, hey, we want to be the next hosting company to do these events. It's a terrific way to do business. I try to attend these every time I can. You can drive to them. You don't have to get in a plane and go somewhere. If it's for you to go after hours, you can be home at a decent hour, but it also allows you to get out there and shake hands, meet and greet, and see people face to face, whereas before, the last couple of years, you haven't been able to do so. I would encourage everyone to go to these things. You always get something out of it. It's what you put into it to get something out of it, right? And I can tell you, being in the industry for as long as I have, there's always someone there that I haven't seen for a while, or they have made a change to the company. Now I got their new contact information, or you get introduced to someone else that's maybe newer to the industry that you haven't met. It's just a lot of different opportunities to, again, build your personal and your professional brand and to increase your database of opportunities. So I encourage everybody to go. They're definitely worthwhile. And I plan to be in it as many as I can, Susan and Dustin. And for anybody that does show up, if you see me there, you see some bald, ugly guy standing in the corner yelling at people, that's just me. So come on over, introduce yourself to me or Susan or Dustin or anyone else that's there, and be more than happy to introduce you around at these events. It's very worthwhile. So I'm glad to see them coming back, and it's a win-win for everybody. So good job, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Dustin. Thanks, Don. We appreciate that. You know, another thing I just want to add about the networking events is that, you know, if you're a host company, as Dustin had mentioned, if you're a member and you are the host, not only do you have an opportunity to welcome people to your place of business, you can also opt to do it at a restaurant or a club you may belong to. People have done that as well. It doesn't have to be at your brick and mortar. But you have an opportunity to extend an invitation to, you know, your potential business, you know, customers and people you want to do business with to come to your offices. You're not really, you know, inviting them for self-serving purposes necessarily. You're a member of the California MBA and you're being a good steward of the industry, and a great way, as Don had mentioned, you know, to expand your, you know, your business space and to find a different way to connect with people you might be doing future business with. So great opportunities. We're very excited to be getting those back. Dustin's got a few companies that are already waiting in the wings to get those started. And so as soon as we can get those on the calendar, we'll be posting them on the website, our events page, and be blasting that out to everybody. So I look forward to seeing all of you soon in this fall at our upcoming networking events. Thanks, Don. I appreciate it.
And Susan, just in case anybody missed it, based on what you said and I said, just so everyone knows, they're free. There's no reason why you can't go there. It's a great way to go. It's free. There's no excuse. You get fed, you have drinks, you get to meet some great contacts. So it's free. Show up.
He just wants to make that clear.
Yes.
We do take, as Dustin has on the slide here, we do take photos. We put those in our magazine. So it's another great way to get some exposure for you and your companies at these events. So let's move on to our next topic. We want to talk about a newly launched venture for the California MBA this year that we are thrilled about. Many of you may be familiar with the Mortgage Innovators Conference that we launched in 2019, which has been from the beginning. Many of you who have been involved in conferences and events, you know that the first year of anything is a heavy lift. Well, while it has been incredibly successful and something that we are truly grateful for the success that we've watched this conference grow into. So much so that our great colleague and friend Nick Foster, again with Lionfire Group, we've done a lot of work with over the last few years. Nick does our marketing, our graphics, has really helped us elevate the presence of the California MBA on social media and in all of our events. We have launched the mortgageinnovators.com website. And what this is really, again, if you have participated in our Mortgage Innovators Conference, it was kind of one-stop shopping for technology solutions that address the life cycle of a loan, kind of every aspect of the life cycle of a loan. And what we're accomplishing with the mortgageinnovators.com site is that information is going to be available to you fresh and live 360 days a week. I mean, it's year round, and it is something that we can have, you know, great fresh content constantly being, you know, populated on this site, with the goal that if you're a residential lender, if you are looking for a new technology solution, this will be the site that you come to do your research. And I want to turn it over to Dustin and Nick, who can walk you through the site and show you how you can make this available and or take part in it. So Dustin, Nick, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. So Nick, there you go. I think you're muted. So this is the homepage of the new Mortgage Innovator site that Susan mentioned. I'm actually going to let Nick drive the tour from here, and I'll jump in here and there, but we'll kind of explain what goes on, what happens when you, the user, come to the site. And again, as Susan mentioned, this is a valuable resource for any lender, and that's from, you know, the LO who's just finished their onboarding to the CTO that's looking to add to their tech stack and really knows what they want, but just kind of wants to check out what's happening trend-wise in the industry. So Nick, I'll hand it off to you here.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Dustin. And thank you for having me, everybody. Really excited to be here and to give you an overview of the website and what we've kind of built for the industry. Really exciting. So what we're really doing here is when the user comes, they're going to see that obviously innovation is one click away. And so what we have here is we have the mortgage life cycle in 5 main stages, right? So we have the acquisition stage, then we come to origination, we come to processing, a hot topic right now, closing, post-closing with e-close, right? And we get wrapped around capital markets, and as we all know, it kind of repeats itself. the mortgage life cycle. So what we want to do is we want to demystify this, because there's a lot of details and certain innovations that are happening to really streamline and scale the process and make it ultimately a better customer experience for the borrower. So for example, we wanted to learn more about closing, post-closing, like I just said. It's a hot topic right now, is e-close. But when you first come and you click on the post-closing life cycle, when you come scroll down here, we have individual hubs, right? So we're talking e-close and RON, we're talking post-closing documentation, we're talking title. And so when you go into one of these hubs, so let's go to the e-close hub, for example, what we've really done here is demystify. It's me and Dustin's favorite word. So what we're doing is we're demystifying e-close and RON for you at a very specific level. So we're really going to define it here. What are some tangible benefits for mortgage professionals like yourself? Scroll through here. If you guys wanted to learn more about it, put in your email, and then anytime any new e-close or RON technology, innovation, thought leadership, etc., it's going to hit your inbox for you. We aren't about spamming. We're only about giving you good content. And then we come down here, really actually list out specific e-close and RON companies that service the technology. And this is really the beautiful part about the website. I think I'm going to throw this to Dustin real quick about how we're trying to keep this agnostic at a level. So I'll let Dustin take over there.
Sure. So, I mean, with just a couple of minutes here left, I want to mention this is one of the, I think, great features of the site and why people should be coming back over and over again, because this is not just a sponsor-driven site. I mean, obviously, we've got a sponsor there that Nick showed there, SnapDocs is a sponsor of the site. We're really excited for all the sponsors that are joining. But when it comes to content in particular, any company, whether they're a member even of the California MBA or not, they can submit content for this site, and whether that's a blog, whether that's a white paper, an ebook, even video content. We're working on that right now. But there's great opportunity and great content that's going to be throughout the site, and whether or not you're a sponsor or not, that content will be available on the site, whether through the resources there or the blog that Nick can run through here in a second. I really want to emphasize that. That's why you come back, because that content is agnostic. It's not focused on any one company or any, just a handful of companies. It really is going to be a content that's driven by companies throughout the industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you just mentioned, we have the Mortgage Innovators blog, which we're really excited about, and we're updating this blog weekly with new thought leadership, new ideas, technologies to really, like we say, help innovate the mortgage process. We're also really excited. We're 10 episodes in of the Mortgage Innovators podcast, sponsored by Qualia. Really appreciative of Qualia for sponsoring this podcast. And here, if you come to the podcast page, you can recap all of the episodes. Really great conversations, by the way. Choosing the right technology vendor, one of my personal favorites. And then when you come down here, you'll see who our co-hosts are each week. We have Dave Zitting, Sue Woodard, Michael. We have Margaret, and we have Dan Canella from Finance of America. Great industry trailblazers, and really excited that they're joining us weekly to give their insights about an array of topics. And then, so pretty much at a whole scale level, that's what we're looking at. So if you wanted to get a full scale of what we're talking about, I encourage you to go to mortgageinnovators.com, hover over that Innovation Resources tab. And when you go over each of those mortgage life cycles, you'll see what we're talking about. We're talking closing, post-closing. Processing's got an array of content. We have origination, acquisition. And I'd like to point out capital markets. We just added non-QM lending, private money lending, warehouse and wholesale lending. So we're really trying to get a lot of content out there. And I really encourage you all just go to mortgageinnovators.com, click around, and you'll be pleasantly surprised with all the good content we got from the industry.
All right, I think we're just about out of time. Susan, I'll toss it back to you to close this out.
Sure, and thank you everybody for sharing information about the benefits of membership of California MBA, and especially about our exciting new venture this year, mortgageinnovators.com. If any of you have any questions for us, I'm happy to answer those. You can type your question into the Q&A dialog box, and it could be on something we've covered today, or it could be another question that you have about the association in general. I want to give one more thank you to our 2021 President's Council sponsors. Again, these are companies that we are truly grateful for their help and some financial support in particular this year. As many of you can understand 2020 was a very difficult year for us. And so these companies kind of came to really step up and provide some additional support for our associations so that we can continue our, the activities that we have on behalf of the industry, and in particular, our advocacy representing the real estate finance industry before the California State Legislature and our regulators. So in future quarterly webinars, we'll be talking more about our advocacy program and some of the other ways that you can be involved. But really, between these webinars, certainly you know how to get a hold of myself or anyone on my team. We're always happy to get back to you and talk with you and invite you to be more active with our organization and take advantage of your benefits of membership. And thank you so much for your support through membership for the California MBA. You are the reason that we can do all of these things for the industry. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye now.